Hi everyone, it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. I wanted to come and talk to you a little bit about the Cricut Joy, and especially about the Cricut CardMat, which is a brand new invention by Cricut that allows you to create some really beautiful cards straight out of the box. And here are just a few examples of the cards that you can make using both the Cricut Joy and the Cricut CardMat. And I also wanted to give you a few tips on how to make your own insert cards. That's what these are called, insert cards, in this video. So let's get started, shall we? So for people who are just getting the Cricut Joy and they're opening up and they want to just start doing cards, it's really simple to do these cards. You do need a few things. One, you need the Cricut Joy. And these projects are made for the Joy. Now, they can be altered, or you can actually make these cards on the other machines, and I can show you how in a different video. But in this case, we're going to work with the Joy, and we're going to discuss how to use the CardMat. So this CardMat is something you buy in addition to the Joy. It's special because this is the normal CardMat, or not CardMat. This is the normal mat for the Joy. It's a 4.5 inches wide, 6 inches long. It also comes in a 12-inch size, and it comes in the blue, which is the light grip, and green. This is the standard grip, okay? But Cricut developed this CardMat, which is really unique mat. And the way that it works is that you take a card, a folded card, and you put it, this is the folded card, and you sort of put it through this sleeve. And the sleeve in the back has no stick, but on top has a stick. And so what you'll do is you'll press it down so that the top is stuck on the mat and then goes through the Joy. And it's really simple. I'm going to show you how to do that very easily. So you do need to be on Design Space, and Cricut Design Space is available both for desktop and for mobile. I'm using my iPad because it's convenient and I'm working in my kitchen, but you can use this on your desktop and whatever, so this is what I'm using. When you're going to make a card from a Cricut Joy, let's say you just opened up your Joy and you want to get started, the first thing you'd do is you'd come to the home page of Cricut Design Space, right? And what you're going to do is go up to categories and you pull down this box and you'll find a section called Free for Cricut Joy right here. And you'll see all of these projects, and a lot of them are the cards, but a lot of these projects here, and these are free for Cricut Joy. I'll point out too that they're also free if you are an Access subscriber, but you, and I know that because of the A here, okay? You would need to modify some of these, especially the card ones, if you want to use it in another machine. So let's do an easy one. This is a very simple one. It just has a few cuts involved. So we pull up this project and it tells you basically what you'll need is an insert card, the CardMat, a scraper, and your Joy. And you just go ahead and hit Make It. And it will see it automatically puts it on the CardMat for you. And then you're going to hit Continue. You're going to choose material, which in this case, it's cardstock, but it's the insert cards. So it will, you will need to choose insert cards here. And then all you have to do is load it into the Joy. And you'll see that the Joy is flashing. And that's just to tell you that it's ready to accept the mat. And again, we've put that mat on there. We put the card on the mat, and we're just going to guide it underneath they're not rollers, but the guides here. And let the Joy take the card mat with the card on top. And when it's ready, you're going to hit go here on your screen. There are no buttons on this machine, so you don't hit any buttons. This is different from the other machines as well. So we're going to hit go, and we're going to let it cut. And it's a pretty quick cut. This is that same card that we did. So when it's done cutting, you would take it off of the mat and you would use this piece of card insert. It's a card stock insert, and then you put it on the inside of the card like this in these little tabs, okay? Now, if you are going to do a lot of cards, there are a few tricks that I wanted to show you that will help you if you're planning on doing a lot of cards, particularly if you have some very specific cards in mind that you want to do. For instance, let's say you're having a bridal shower or a birthday party and you want to choose the color of the cardstock or the color that in the insert cards. And a good way to do this is by choosing your own cardstock. The Cricut Joy comes with, well, it's an additional thing, but there are insert cards that you can buy in a pack, and they're great because they give you the 12 cards, 12 of the insert pieces, and then also 12 envelopes. But sometimes you want to make your own, you have a color theme you're going with, or maybe you want to save a little bit of money. There's our card cutout. And so you want to pick out your own card stock to make the card. So I'm going to show you how to take 8.5 by 11 and 12 by 12 paper and turn it into these inserts. I'm also wanted to show you a few things about the card mat itself and prolonging the life of the card mat. So here we go. So there it is. In less than 5 minutes, we have a beautiful card that we've made. So let me put the Joy aside for a second and show you how to cut paper so that it will be useful in the card mat in the Cricut Joy, okay? So a lot of us have paper that we've collected over the years, or we've purchased paper from like Michael's, a Hobby Lobby, or whatever, and usually comes in two sizes. It comes in 8.5 by 11, which is this size, the same size as a copy paper or printer paper, and it's a standard size. And you can buy these pieces of paper, these cardstock, in solids patterns sometimes, but mostly solids. I buy mine from Michael's, and hello, Nikki from Florida, and hello from West Virginia. Nice. I'm having to crane my neck. I apologize if I can't pick up all of the information there, but welcome everyone. So anyway, we got these 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. Now I buy mine at Michael's because that's the only craft store we have in this area anymore. So, but you can buy these in packs of 50, and they retail for $5.99, and they often will have them on sale. So you can usually pick them up for a pack of 50 for about, usually not on sale, $6, but on sale sometimes $2 or $2.50. Now what you'll do is you'll take one of these cards, and you'll need a cutter. This is a cutter. This one happens to be Cricut, but there are other manufacturers of these cutters, and it's called not a guillotine. I'm trying to remember. I think it's just a slide cutter. So you take an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper, and you're going to slide it through. This is just a protective way so that you can cut it straight, right? And you're going to align it with the ruler to the left here. Now up here is where you're going to look at this ruler. Don't look from this way. You're going to look from right to left, okay? And half of this card is 5.5, right? Because half of 11 is 5.5. So we're going to cut it in half like this, okay? And so from one sheet of paper, you get these 2 pieces of, I'm so happy you showed us we can use your cardstock. Oh, good, I'm glad. So here is what you have. From an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, you're getting 2 cuts, okay? And it's 4.25 by 5.5. And all you have to do is fold it like this. And you can use something called a scraper, or there's also things called like a bone folder, just to make that crease nice and sharp. Okay. And you do that with the other half. And you could take a pack of 50 pieces of paper and turn it into 100 cards. This is, by the way, a standard card size. It's called A2. And so folded, it is 4.25 by 5.5, and that's the same size as the Cricut insert cards, okay? Now, what about the inside piece? How do I get it so that it's sized perfectly for these card projects? Well, that's pretty simple. I tend to use 12 by 12. That's the second size that I use, 12 by 12 cardstock. So I have a few pieces here. I'm going to show you how to make the inserts with a 12 by 12 piece. You can also use 8.5 by 11, but a 12 by 12 will get you 6 inserts. Okay, and they usually sell these for $1 or $2, so 6 inserts from one sheet of 12 by 12. It's a pretty good deal. First thing you want to do is put it in your cutter, and you're going to cut at the 4-inch mark. We're going to make 3 strips of the inserts. We're going to cut it in 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches, and then the third thing. So here, let's do the first one. That's our first 4-inch cut, and then our second 4-inch cut. Right? Okay, so we have 3 4-inch 12 by 12 across. Now we're going to take and cut each strip the long way, and we're going to cut it at 5.25, and I'm lining it up here on my ruler. Okay, so 5.25, and I'm going to do that twice. You will have a little tiny piece of cardstock left over that you can save for another project. And then you just proceed with your other 2 strips, 5.25 by 5.25. Oops. Gotta hold it. All right, and then you end up with 6 of these inserts. And let me just show you how they go in. So here is our cut card. Take this out. Take the insert piece, and you're just going to tuck them in to these little tabs that are created using the cut, okay? Be careful, because these tabs could break here because they're kind of close to the edge. And that's it, you're done. No glue needed. And you can use your paper stash, your hoard. I have a huge hoard of paper that I've been collecting for years. So this was a really good find. Now you will need to buy or make your own envelopes, but I found them pretty cheaply online and also at the craft store. You usually can buy them in packs of 25 or 50 for less than $10. So basically, for a total of like 50 cards, including the envelopes, you're spending less than, oh, I don't know, $20, much less than $20 to make 50 cards, which I think is a really good value. Let's talk a little bit about the CardMat, because a lot of people are really interested in this CardMat, and it's really a fun thing. But it's slightly different. If you're used to the other mats, it's slightly different because the stick on it is not the same as the stick on a regular mat. So for a lot of people, excuse me, a lot of people, they that are familiar with mats, excuse me, they know that they can wash their mats, and that's something that I recommend. Usually is to wash your mat, and that will return the stick. I also recommend that you either store them with two mats facing each other, or use this protective cover between uses so that things that are in the air like dog hair or lint or whatever, in case it falls on the floor, it doesn't get dirty. But you can wash these, and just use hot soapy water and a non-abrasive sponge, allow to air dry, and the stick will come back. But you know, eventually mats do need to be replaced, and Cricut does know this. What they found out with the launch of this one is that the stick does not come back so much with washing, and so what they've done is that they've greatly reduced the retail price of the CardMats, so to reflect the fact that it doesn't last as long as a regular mat does. It can't really be washed, but I got into a pinch before the launch of the Cricut and all of the companion products, and I needed to make cards, and I wanted to use the CardMat. So I want to show you a trick that I use that has been really helpful in prolonging the life of the card mat. Now, I realized that, you know, eventually I will have to replace my CardMat, but I've got mine on order and I'm waiting for it to arrive, and I want to be able to show you guys how to do it. So this is what I use to make the CardMat a little bit stickier until I can get my replacement CardMat. It's called Zig Memory System two-way glue. It comes in this pen. It also comes in like kind of a fat version. This pen is fine. You can buy it at most craft stores and online. It's a two-way glue, meaning it's repositionable when you use it and allow it to dry. It becomes kind of like a Post-it note stick when you use it to allow to dry. It's also a regular glue. That's the second way. So what I have found useful is to take the two-way glue pen and ever so lightly, you do not want to do this like crazy amount on the card mat, because it's going to create a really too sticky environment, and too sticky is just as bad as not so sticky. And so you take the chisel tip here, and you do have to kind of prime it a little bit, like that's just to get the glue into the tip, and then you're going to run it over the edges of the card mat like this. And then you do need to wait for it to dry. And when you do allow this to dry, it goes from a blue, a very light blue. I'm not sure if you can see that there, but it goes from a very light blue to a clearish, like kind of a milky clear. And when it is dry, it brings the stick back to your mat. It's not permanent, like it's not, this is not going to last forever. You are going to need to replace these if you're planning on making a ton of cards, but this is a good alternative to prolonging the mat. I've also heard some people use tape to stick it on there, but I have not tried that. And with the tape, if you don't use the right kind of tape, you're going to the zip is ace. How many cards do you think you can make with each mat? Well, if you don't re-glue them, I would say you can get probably at least a dozen. So one box of those card insert cards you'll get, and you'll get very clean cuts. What you find is when you do the sticking, I've been using the same card mat because I got my Joy a few weeks before everyone else, and I only got one card mat. And let's see, I got that before Valentine's Day, and I've been using it the Joy and my CardMat really hard for a really long time, and I've did the resticking a couple of times. Do keep track, because it's really it's an interesting way to sort of figure out how long you'll need. But I would say I have restocked this maybe 2 or 3 except for demos, like 2 or 3 times, and I have made, oh, probably 75 cards using this sticky part. And it's really just a fun, these cards, these CardMat and the insert cards, they're just so much fun. They're really impressive, not hard at all. It's the kind of thing you can sit down, especially if you're brand new, and you can do a card fairly quickly. This one here has both writing and cutting, and I just think it's so adorable. I'm going to come back in this later this week and show you how to write on the inside of the cards as well, writing a sentiment using your Cricut Joy. So do, if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel and follow me, either follow me on Facebook or here on YouTube, and I'm going to show you how to do the inside of the cards as well. 75, yeah, you've done about 15, and it does lose its stick. So try this, it doesn't have to necessarily be zig, but it has to be two-way glue. And the second way of the glue, it's regular glue, and the second way is it's repositionable. So just now I think what I did is pretty much done, and you can see even using my finger, it kind of like has come back. And you do not need to put a ton of this glue on there. And I tried to focus on the edges because that's where it lifts the most. But it really does work very well. Let me just show you. So here is a cut card, and we're going to put it underneath here like that. And you just press it on, and that is very well on there. And I only just put like glue here, and maybe a little bit down here, I can't remember, but that's it for the Cricut CardMat and the Cricut Joy. I'd love to hear if you have other ideas on how to prolong the life of the CardMat, or if you have any questions or suggestions on what you'd like covered for future videos. I want to just get out there and tell you that I am really new to YouTube in general, and I've been doing a lot. I'm very good at Facebook, but YouTube not so much, and I've been posting some of my other videos vertically, and I'm just kind of learning how to do the landscape version for YouTube. So I apologize if you're watching some of the older videos and not seeing everything, and I'm going to try to go back and refilm them so that you can see everything that's in those videos. But going forward, I know now what to do, and I can do it better for you guys to be able to see all of the details on the videos. So okay, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate the feedback that you're giving me. I also appreciate when you share or you tell people about my page, again, because I am really new. It's still showing vertical. Oh, I don't know what to do, because I am I'm kind of pulling my hair out here, because I don't know what the right thing to do, and I've watched all kind of videos to try to do this. I wanted it to be like in a landscape version of the video. So thank you. I didn't realize you were that new. Your videos are great. Thank you so much, Amy. Yeah, I'm really new, and I'm not this young YouTuber like some of these other people, and so I don't know all the tricks yet, but I wanted to show you guys how great this machine is, and just I hope that you'll bear with me as I do learn and sort of do the right thing. So, and oh, who's this? Hi. Oh, hi, Anthony. Michael. That's Michael. Hi, Michael. Nice to see you. Nice to talk with you, or at least to see you on. And oh, Michael, I'm having a hard time with video, but I'm powering through trying to figure out the right thing to do. But so thanks everybody for joining me today. I'll be back soon to show you how to do you are up early. Yeah, you are up early. I've been up since like 5 or 6 this morning, but you're in a different time zone too. So, so thanks so much for coming today. I really do appreciate your patience and your feedback. And I'm going to continue to try to do better every single time I do these. And I hope that you're enjoying them and you're able to get something from them. We'll see you again really, really soon. Thanks.